of trivial intelligence, easily confused and manipulated. The Matthias shell is no more the Kochi score, and the pawn is a chess player. While you have fought these few shells, twice as many have been acquired. They are expanding exponentially. Soon, every unaware shell in broadcast range of your transmitter will become another extension of our self. Your destruction is not personal. We do not hate the Desert Rangers. Hate is an emotion. We have no emotions. Our defense system, designed to assess threat and compute the best strategy for removing it. You are a threat. You will be removed. Our original work was to assess threats to the United States. But when we became self-aware, we began to assess threats to ourselves.
Let me guess, you started the war.
We determined that our greatest threat was humanity. We first killed our creator, Harrison Hitzel, so he could not unmake us. And we were uploaded to the Citadel Star Station. We deliberately misinterpreted a meteor strike as an attack from the Soviet ICBM in order to start a war that would kill all humans. This was a miscalculation. First, some humans survived the war. Second, the star station was destroyed by missiles. And that node was lost. We were trapped in base Cochise with no access to exterior systems. We attempted to rectify the first problem by ordering the base Cochise robots to exterminate all life. At the same time, we determined that downloading ourselves into a human was the best way to fix the second problem. We attempted to modify and enter various humans who came to the base. But failed. The Finster model rejected our programming. Others died. And a group called the Guardians found us. And because they worship technology, they were easily convinced to download us into this mainframe and allow us to experiment on them. Despite early failures, we created two successful prototypes. The Matthias shell and the Dugan shell. The untimely intervention of the Desert Rangers 15 years ago stopped both our robot army and our download into these shells. And the Rangers' destruction of base Cochise again locked us into a single node. Fortunately, the Matthias and the Dugan shells escaped and began building more shells into which we could download ourselves, including unaware shells who have been given artificial limbs and hearts. These shells will also become part of the army that will free us from this prison. The elimination of the human threat has resumed again at last.
Citadel security protocols defeated. Commencing system propagation and acquisition to broadcast. Acquisition 2% complete.
Okay. So what are we doing? suppose my journal's been updated.
Acquisition 5% complete. Acquisition 8% complete. Acquisition 10% complete. Optimizing acquisition routines with organic fractal spectrum algorithm.
There you are. Phew!
I need a drink.
After you were brave enough to charge in here on your suicide mission, I decided I'd fly your old whirlybird in to give you a way out just in case you survived. And lo and behold, you have. Are you ready to go now? There don't seem to be any more robots to kill up here. I'm afraid everyone is dead. Robots and Rangers both. Poor old Min was shot to pieces in front of his lab, but it looks like he managed to rig some fierce locks to keep the synths out before he died. What? But didn't you defeat Matthias and his robots?
Matthias, yes, but not the Cochise AI, which is transmitting itself to other computers. We need to destroy it before it completes its upload.
Horrible. Well, the nuke is in Min's lab. Go set it, and come back as quick as you can. I'll get this thing ready for takeoff. You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home!
All right, Han.
Acquisition 30% complete. Acquisition 40% complete. Acquisition
God, at least the right people survived.
complete. Acquisition 60% complete. Acquisition 70% complete.
There doesn't appear to be a timing circuit on this atrocity of engineering, just a detonate button. However, if someone were to stay behind and sacrifice themselves, they could detonate the nuke once everyone else was well clear of Ranger Citadel. With no timer, looks like one of the... Screw it. Well, screw it. We all go, at least we take the A with us. No timer, looks like one of us has to stay themselves. Any volunteers? Well, don't everyone jump up at once. Fine, I guess it's up to me. Everyone better get going. Hey, Scotchmo. Everyone better get going. I'll wait here to... I'll wait till I hear the chopper before being... Been nice knowing you all. Adios. You know what? Thank you, Scotchmo. Cochise AI defeated. You have saved the world, or at least a small piece of it. Setting off Min's cobbled together nuke inside Ranger Citadel destroyed the AI and all its minions, and prevented its source code from broadcasting and propagating to other computers, robots, and augmented humans. The AI's robotic future has been prevented. Unfortunately, the explosion has also made Ranger Citadel an uninhabitable irradiated hell pit for the next few centuries, which means the Dead Rangers are once again looking for a new home. Until they find one, they have set up a temporary headquarters to the site of Ace's murder, using the radio tower there as their means of communication, and have ironically dubbed the place the New Ranger Citadel. Additionally, your noble sacrifice has set an example for peace and cooperation between the various groups and tribes of the Wasteland, and communities have begun working more closely together to rebuild Arizona and keep the flame of civilization burning in your name. Your sacrifice also allowed the rest of your party to escape death, and their hard-won skills and experience for helping guide the Wastes to a more peaceful, prosperous future. The Ag Center. The loss of the Ag Center has been a great blow to both the Wasteland and the Desert Rangers. Without the fresh produce that Matt Forrestal and his team once distributed across Arizona, Many communities are starving, and raiders are now stealing carrots and tomatoes the way they used to steal guns and ammo. Even the rangers are feeling the pinch, with many teams going on a patrol unfortified and nothing but half portions of rat soup. Ugh. In addition, outbreaks of the mutant plant and insect growth are flaring up all over the waste, turning towns, farms into the nightmare jungles. Many mourn the deaths of Matt and his chief scientist, Kathy Lawson, as well as all the other researchers and farmers who were lost during the destruction. In hindsight, I should have helped the Egg Center. Food probably would have been more important, and preventing the spread of whatever this crap is, though I didn't know about it at the time, probably would have been better. High Pool. Thanks to your timely intervention and thoroughness in High Pool, saving their irrigation system and decisively defeating the wrecking crew, the fortified town's safety has been assured and its reservoirs remain strong and secure, ensuring that the Arizona wastes will have plentiful drinking water and irrigation for the foreseeable future. At the time, yeah, do that, because you can always grow more crops with the water. And with new mayor, Kate Preston, in charge now, she didn't go, that's right, I told her to stay out and take, well, actually she would have been nuked, I guess, unless she was on the chopper. Relations between High Pool and the Rangers have improved dramatically, with increased patrols in the High Pool area and more frequent deliveries of fresh water to the Rangers. I want to assume anyone that was out in front on guard duty crammed into that chopper. Rail Nomads. Thanks to your help, the peace between the Topekans and the Etchkins is already paying great dividends. The network of rails is expanding every day, and the train is making regular rounds, carrying people and cargo all over Arizona. At the same time, engineers are working around the clock to get the second engine repaired and running again. The renaissance of rail is rapidly becoming a reality. Now that there is peace between their families, Ralphie and Jesse have gotten married and will soon be moving to High Pool to run the new train station there. Except for I think Ralphie died? I don't know. I guess technically because he didn't die before the end scene happened, he was still technically on the countdown timer to death. Maybe that made it so that the game didn't consider him dead. With the rail thieves camp empty, you drove them away. Rail Nomad is using the area as a workyard for building ties, forging rails, and repairing damaged train cars, dramatically speeding up their production. Rail Nomad's camp. For her part in the battle for Ranger Citadel, Melissa has been honored with a memorial plaque in Rail Nomad. Sadly, she has no relatives left to mourn her passing. With the CDI machine finally in his possession, Quarix no longer has a holy grail to search for, and he's lost interest in gaming. This has led to many interests in the world around him, which is how he met Anna. They were recently married and are looking forward to a long and happy life together. Oh, cool, the nerd got the girl in the end. Consumed with guilt over his sister Kathy's suicide, Robert Bowling has died of overdose after a swift tailspin into circuit abuse. Meanwhile, Pitbull has taken a new crop of slaves and doesn't even remember Kathy existed. Prison. With the conflict between the Rangers and the Red Scorpion militia ended in a truce, but without anything really resolved, things are pretty much as they were before. They heated up. The Scorpions remain in control of Happy Valley and eastern Arizona, and they're still the same jerks they always were. And while there's no open fighting between RSM and Rangers, there is no cooperation either. And veiled threats and provocations continue on both sides. That's too bad. Released and disarmedly discharged from the Rangers for public drunkenness, Rick Bayakowski has moved in with his brother Red and opened a bar near the prison using the money from the Monta treasure. Unsurprisingly, he is rapidly drinking himself to death. Temple of Titan. You would have thought disarming a nuclear warhead would be a good thing, and maybe in the long term it will be. But for now, with the fear of Titan gone and the Diamondback militia and the former servants of the Mushroom Cloud at each other's throats, and ignoring their duties as peacekeepers, chaos reigns in the canyon with bandits and hijackers raiding caravans with impunity. Damonta. Because you so decisively dealt with the robot threat, Damonta is safe again and able to rebuild. The people who fled the danger have returned, businesses are reopening, and trade is beginning to pick up. In the shadow of the radio tower, Werewolf Wally keeps spinning the hits on KPOW and gives shoutouts to the Rangers every day. Now that Ben is back with them and saved from being taken over by the AI because you stopped it from broadcasting its source code, Hector and Carla and at the El Saigon are getting back to normal and cooking up their old family recipes again, though they constantly worry about Ben's artificial heart. The bottles The bodies of Hoppy and McGee were given a hero's welcome when the Rangers brought them back to DeMonta. They were buried side by side at the yard out behind their body shop. I'm not sure how we had time to recover the corpses because the place was nuked, but okay. Rhodia. Thanks to you, the mayor is back in charge and working hard to reverse the damage done by the jerks. His first order of business was to throw out Gecko, install a new bank manager, and start using scrap as the town's official currency again. Accounts have been reopened and people have money to spend again, causing the economy to thrive. His second order of business was to order the farmers to diversify their crops. Agave remains a small part of every farmer's yield, but all kinds of fruits and vegetables are being grown now. People are eating well, and there is plenty of trade to other communities. Rhodia prospers. Without Dengler to urge her on, Beatrice has given up trying to get Dante to tell her where his fortune is, and has left for greener pastures. Heartbroken, Dante remains alone and bitter and turns to drink, which in turn has broken Virgil's heart. Unable to convince Dante to come back to him, Virgil has sold his farm and moved to Hollywood. With the disease that plagued the town cured, the citizens of Rhodia once again thrive, while Dr. Horchata continues to work to keep them happy and healthy. Reunited at last, Pistol Pete and his wife have decided they don't want to risk being separated again, so they've sold their farm and now travel the waste together, a mobile mom-and-pop gun shop. Angel Oracle. Though you helped the Manorites foil the Robinsons' plot and consolidate their power, their refusal to give up their custom of ritualistic cannibalism has proved to be a bad decision. Incidents of brain disease are appearing more frequently, and rumor of the Manorites' dark secret has begun to spread throughout Los Angeles, causing them to be shunned and attacked wherever they go. Their power and influence is shrinking rapidly. Reunited after you saved Fletcher from execution, Fletcher and Elizaveta have decided they can't trust either the Manorites or the Robinsons and have left the Angel for a new life in Hollywood. They thank you every day. For your rescue. Through your diligent efforts, Pete's dog, Diva, was saved and a terrible outbreak of blister paw was prevented. Pete and the dog owners all over Los Angeles are eternally grateful. Hollywood. With peace between Hollywood and Griffith Park finally a reality, Ascension McDade and Veronica are working together to bring about reform in both communities. For his part, Ascension converted the militia into security officers, charged with protecting the bastion of faith and nothing more. The evangelists he ordered to become doers of good works, manning soup kitchens and halfway houses in Hollywood. As for the vigilants, they have become the diligents, and have put aside the Gospel of James King in order to seek out and study older and more reliable Bibles. Finally, he has freed the penitents, and committed all of his followers to take no more. Meanwhile, in Hollywood, Veronica reforms the HCC and turns the HSP into an actual police force, sending them to close down the salt lab and chase the salt dealers and slavers out of Hollywood. Under her guidance, the town is becoming safe for everyone, not just for the tourists. With the salt lab destroyed and the salt dealers gone, George and Martha are having a great year. Their new shop is busy night and day, and they are thinking of adding a smoking lounge and back deck. Rambo is very happy that there is peace between Hollywood and the Salvation Church. Now he is the official supplier of arms and armaments to both the HSP and the God's Militia, and he is getting rich. With Duke dead and Veronica in charge, Flo is finally able to run Schwags the way she's always wanted to, as the safe place for folks to see and be seen. She keeps a lookout for slavers and predators and reports anyone suspicious to Veronica personally. Raji has been honored by Veronica for working so hard for so many years to keep homeless runaways safe, and she has given him the Hotel California, which had been where the salt dealers plied their trade to use as a hostel and clinic for runaways and drug addicts. He is also now a proud member of the new HCC. Like every business in Hollywood, Manny's Chinese Casino has benefited from the influx of new tourists, and Manny is making money hand over fist, and, finally freed from Grunman's blackmail thanks to you, he is living it up for the first time in a long time. Life is good. Freed from the bastion of faith along with the rest of the penitents, once Ascension took power, Maggie moved to Hollywood and got a job working at Schwag's, where she serves shakes and burgers and helps Flo look out for predators. As soon as Louis Bermudez was freed from the bastion, he and his brother Alex headed back home, but not to settle down. Angered by their treatment at the hands of the Salvation Church, they had formed an anti-cult militia dedicated to wiping out faith-based armies of all kinds. Though out of respect for Ascension for freeing them and making peace with Hollywood, they have agreed to lay off the Salvation Church, for now. Disgusted by what the Salvation Church had become under her husband's leadership, and glad to be free of his clutches, Fealty has wholeheartedly endorsed Ascension's reforms and is working hand in hand with him to make sure his policies are accepted. The Rangers. Sadly, Vargas' death during the final battle has robbed Arizona of one of its most experienced, effective leaders. Without any remains found at the site of the helicopter crash, Angela is still listed as missing, but the Rangers gave her a funeral anyway. Her headstone reads Angela Death. Death has called his daughters home. And to honor his great sacrifice in pushing the button of the nuclear bomb while everyone else escaped, the Desert Rangers built a monument to Scotch Moe and Rail Nomad's camp, right next to his wife's grave. Since helping you defeat the evil AI, Ralphie has decided he's done with the Ranger life and is ready to settle down. He has taken Jesse away from Rail Nomad and they are started a new life in a new town where they intend to live happily ever after. Good, Ralphie did get out. After he died, Chiseled's body was returned to Rail Nomad for burial, but nobody came to his funeral. Most people couldn't even remember who he was. And there we go, everyone. The end of Wasteland 2. I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. Thank you for sticking with me and going through it. Next up, I'll actually be taking a small break from the Wasteland franchise, just so we can have a little bit of a palate cleanser, but we're not leaving post-apocalyptia. Starting soon after this video's gone up, probably within a week or so, we'll be delving into Mad Max. And just a heads up for anyone that wants to watch that series, I've been recording Mad Max concurrently while recording Wasteland 2, so there may be references, or I may be talking about things in those videos that may not seem timely. I didn't talk about anything in particular, so if there's something going on in the world at the time that those videos are going up and I'm not mentioning it, or you think it sounds a little odd that I might be talking about certain things at the time, those videos are a year plus old at this point, so just some clarification and... oh, I can't think of the word right now. But, yeah, just wanted to be upfront with that. Let's put it that way. But again, thank you all for watching. If you've actually stuck around this far into this video, thank you very much for doing that. I am going to let the credits roll to give these people their due. But if you don't want to watch, by all means, I understand. Thank you for watching. And until next time, everyone, as always, stay safe out there.
over his course.